My name is Todgham. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Animal Science, and I'm the associate director of undergraduate academic programs in the Marine and Coastal Sciences major. So if I could clarify one misunderstanding about assessment with my colleagues, I would tell them that it has nothing to do with how good they are at being a teacher and everything to do with making sure our students are leaving with the material that we think they're leaving with. The other thing that I would really like my colleagues to know is that it doesn't take a lot of extra time. I think one of the things that is limiting people is that they think it's going to take gobs of time, and we don't have additional time. Putting the time into assessment now allows me, in fact, to actually be more creative, and in the end, it actually makes life a lot easier for me. I define assessment in its really basic terms, gathering information you need to know whether or not your students are leaving your classroom with what you think they're leaving with. I look at my slides and I ask myself every time, do I really care if the students take this away from my class? And if the answer is no, I take it out of my lecture slides. I'm still doing that today. I did that yesterday. So I find that thinking more and more about what it is I want my students to take away from my class, it allows me to be more free in how I approach material and get at those sort of key concepts I want them to have. I've always been really interested in making sure I get the most out of the classroom experience for my students. But it was actually speaking with Kara in UE that told me that students who have a better understanding of exactly what it is that you want from them do better in the classroom, and we make our learning more accessible. And for me, that was the last sort of kick in the pants that sort of said, I need to be doing this. I want to make sure that my material is accessible to everyone, and if one way I can do that is making it really clear what I'm testing them on, then I'm going to do that. At the beginning of every lecture, I have the learning goals for that particular lecture, what I really want the students to take away. And so I talk to them about that on the very first day. I say, these are the types of questions that you might want to ask yourself after the lecture to see whether or not you have got the material that I'm hoping that you will take away. When I talk to my colleagues and I try to explain to them a little bit about assessment, I tell them that in our professional lives, we spend a lot of time gathering evidence for our research. And so I think it's really funny that we don't do the same thing when we're in our classroom.